Hello everyone, and welcome back to Inner Spark, the place where stories ignite your motivation and push you toward your best self. Today's story is about James, a man who faced a life-changing decision. Take the easy, comfortable path or the challenging road that could lead to his true purpose. It's a journey filled with struggle, doubt, growth, and triumph, and it will show you why the hardest road is often the right one. If you enjoy inspiring stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep your inner spark burning bright. James had always been the stick-to-what-you-know type. He chose safe jobs, avoided risks, and never chased uncertain dreams. His life was predictable, but deep down, he felt something was missing. That safe world came crashing down one Friday afternoon when his boss called him in and told him the company was cutting staff, and his position was gone. That evening, James sat alone at his kitchen table with the termination letter in front of him. Rent was due soon, and his savings were thin. Friends told him to just find another office job quickly, but a thought kept tugging at him. The dream he had buried years ago of starting his own woodworking business. The idea scared him. Running a business meant long days, unpredictable income, and the possibility of failing in front of everyone. Yet every time he imagined going back to his safe but lifeless desk job, his chest tightened. The decision felt impossible: safety or passion, comfort or growth. One night, he met his old mentor, Mr. Harris, for coffee. James explained his situation, hoping for a clear answer. Mr. Harris listened quietly, then leaned forward and said, "The easiest road rarely leads to anywhere worth going. The hardest road, that's where you discover who you are." Those words lodged in James's mind. By the next morning, James had made up his mind. He wouldn't apply for another office job. He would take the risk and build his woodworking business from scratch. Fear still gripped him, but for the first time in years, he felt alive with possibility. The early days were brutal. James spent daylight hours crafting furniture in his garage, and nights learning marketing, pricing, and customer service from scratch. Mistakes were constant: mismeasured shelves, orders priced too high or too low, and delivery mix-ups. Every error stung, but he refused to quit. Money became painfully tight. He canceled his streaming subscriptions, stopped eating out, and even sold old electronics to buy wood and tools. There were nights he lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if he had just ruined his life. But each morning, he got up and went back to work. His first big break came when a cafe downtown ordered 10 custom tables. It was more work than he'd ever taken on, but he said yes. For 2 weeks straight, he worked past midnight, sanding, staining, and assembling each table. With care, when the cafe owner smiled at the delivery, James felt his first taste of real pride. Word began to spread. Customers shared photos of his work online, tagging his business. Friends of friends started placing orders. His garage went from a dusty workshop to a buzzing space full of half-built chairs, tables, and shelves. Still, one slow month could have ended it all. Then came a setback. A client accused him of delivering late and demanded a refund. James had taken on too many orders and lost track of deadlines. The negative review hurt deeply. Sitting in his car after issuing the refund, James felt his confidence crumble. Instead of hiding, James called the client directly. He apologized sincerely, owned a mistake, and promised to improve. Surprisingly, the client appreciated his honesty and later returned for another order. That moment taught James that the hard road wasn't just about building skill. It was about building character. Months rolled by, and the challenges didn't vanish, but James grew sharper. He learned to manage time, set realistic deadlines, and say no to work he couldn't handle. He even hired part-time help, teaching them the same patience and dedication his mentor had once shown him. Some days still brought doubt, broken tools, low sales, bad weather slowing deliveries. But whenever he thought of quitting, James remembered his old office job: safe, dull, and passionless. That memory pushed him to keep fighting for the life he truly wanted. A year after his first cafe order, James walked by the same shop. The tables were still there, still sturdy, still beautiful. He watched a young couple drinking coffee at one of them, completely unaware that the man passing by had built it with tired hands and stubborn determination. The sight filled James with quiet satisfaction. The hardest road had tested him, broken him, and rebuilt him. It had given him resilience, patience, and the joy of creating something lasting. The easy road could never have given him that. Over coffee one evening, James told Mr. Harris about his journey. He shared the near failures, the small wins, and the nights he wanted to give up. Mr. Harris smiled and said, "I didn't tell you it would be easy, James. I told you it would be worth it, and you proved me right." James realized his business was just one part of the transformation. The real change was in him, his courage to take risks, his discipline to work through fatigue, and his ability to face fear without running. When younger friends asked for advice, James didn't sugarcoat it. "It will be harder than you think," he'd say, "but that's the point. If it were easy, everyone would do it." The reward isn't just in the success, it's in who you become along the way. The business grew steadily, but James never forgot the nights when he had nothing but an idea and determination. On his desk sat an old hammer, the one he'd used for his first project, a constant reminder of humble beginnings and relentless effort. Looking back, James knew he could have chosen comfort over challenge, but the hardest road had led him to purpose, pride, and a life that felt truly his own. He wouldn't trade that for anything. Life will always offer two paths, the easy one that keeps you safe, and the hard one that makes you grow. The easy road might keep you comfortable, but the hard road will test you, shape you, and give you something priceless, the chance to become the best version of yourself. Like James, you may find that the hardest road was the right one all along.